escapes you with a sound. It's delineated. I waited at the station for an hour, but I won't make it. You take off on an updraft by the tower, and you overtake it. Every moment I see you on the rise, you're drawn across the sky. Now that ink has dried, and I can't tell you why. Oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? Oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? And I can't tell you why. Oh, I can't tell you why. Why you have to stay here on the ground? It's overrated. The cityscape parades you with a sound. It's delineated. No one here has even learned your name, but they all claim that they saw you land and land to do the same, but they won't make it. Every moment I see you on the rise, you're drawn across the sky. Now that ink has dried, and I can't tell you why. Oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? Oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? And I can't tell you why.
What's going on, guys? It is I, Nerdy John, host of Nerdy Live, a show broadcast to you every Saturday. We are on episode 54. I am excited to do this one because honestly, we have a lot of great stuff to talk about today. Okay, like the whole Idubbz situation. We got a drama involving Quentin Reviews of all people. If you guys remember who Quentin Reviews is, we got some more careful stuff to look at here and there, and partly involving the Idubbz story a bit, actually. Rice Scum, we have a lot to talk about him. Adam22, my guy, I have to say, you're a bit of a psychopath. All right, I'm just saying. And guys, by the way, make sure you like the stream, you retweet it out. We want to get as many people as we can in here to share in the laughter today. But yeah, Let's get the video. So, Idubbz has done a little bit, and I say it's a little bit of an oopsie that he's committed, okay? Let's see, here we go. Let's get it up on screen for you guys. So, here we have a video by Idubbz, The Harsh Reality of Creator Clash 2, and holy crap, the like to dislikes. Alright, he still has more likes than he does dislikes, but last time I checked, he had way more likes than he did dislikes. Like, holy crap! Let me read some of the comments. Maybe some of the comments are harsh towards him. Let's see. I felt as if I didn't even really hear about Creator Clash 2 until it nearly begun. Meanwhile, the first one had a lot of more hype generated around it and advertising done. I will say, I think, and this was, I know they said that they felt like Creator Clash 1 had some advertisement to it. I will say, I feel like the biggest issue that Creator Clash had both years was the fact that it wasn't really advertised well. Like, none of the fighters really promoted it. Like, none at all. Like, the only time I ever saw the fighters promote anything about Creator Clash was, like, the night of Creator Clash. That's it. And, you know, that's right. That's, like, literally, like, right before they're about to go out in the ring, you know? And, you know, you had Joe Rogan react to one of the fights that he thought was, like, real. But, you know, that's, like, a form of advertisement right there. But I think that's what hurt it. I think that's what... well, it's, like, one of the factors. I think there's a lot of factors that led into it not working out too well, but one of them was the fact that Ethan really didn't do a lot of advertising for the event. That's just me. Let's react to this a bit, shall we? Oh wait, why is my sound automatically muted? What the heck? Okay.
I have some bad news to share with you. I really don't want to share it. I feel terrible. This year has been a rough one, but this is the path that I chose, so I think it's best to be transparent. For Creator Clash 2, you know, despite it being a fun event and despite good fights and a lot of creators sacrificing a lot of time, money, and energy, we lost $250,000 on the event.
And he'll go into it, but he says it lost a lot of money due to the fact that, like, they went for a bigger venue this time around. And, you know, like, I think he says it, like, they got like half the sales that Creator Clash 1 did. If I could be misremembering, but I'll rewatch it just in case. But I do believe in this video he states that they got like half the revenue of the first year's Creator Clash. And I don't know if it was because like people like they got the novelty of the first one and so they just decided to like not really watch the second one. Maybe it was because they didn't really have any interest in the fighters. But like I think they should have stuck with the like a similar sized venue, because I don't know. I feel like if they did, it would have like it probably would have helped the cost a lot more. He also states that like he spent a lot more on like broadcasting, which I like always if you can improve on something, always improve. You know, constantly evolve what you're doing, what you're producing. But there wasn't from what I remember, there wasn't really a lot wrong with the way it was broadcasted last year. I mean, if I remember correctly, they had Moist Critical as one of the commentators. I mean, you can't do better than that, you know? So, I feel like they tried to do extra in the expectation that they were just going to, like, double or triple their numbers when they were probably, like, it was closer to the reality that they would have gotten a similar-sized audience.
The way that this typically works for anyone who's unaware is that once our expenses are paid off for the event, like all the minimums of like, you know, broadcasting, the hotel, travel, all that sort of stuff, once that's all paid off, then we can start paying the charities. Unfortunately, we didn't even reach the break-even point, right? We're $250,000 in the red. I foolishly thought that the success of last year should be a minimum, you know, a minimum for what we are able to do this year. And that wasn't true. There was a lot more to think about. I thought, okay, you know, we're bringing on more talent, we're bringing on more creators. That should translate to more pay-per-view buys. We're inviting more creator guests. I think that should translate to more pay-per-view buys. This is our second time doing the event. So more people.
Well, that's not a bad way to think on paper. Like the comment mentioned, like how I've been mentioning, the fighters that you get, okay, other than Harley, who's been like a ride or die, no one's ever like really advertised it, other than like Idubbz and like the Creator Clash account. Like I'm pretty sure I follow the majority of the fighters who were involved in that. I didn't see a lot of their promotions. You know, ironically, the only person who I ever really saw promoting their stuff other than Harley was Froggy Fresh when he was still involved in the event. He was the only one really trying to drum up any sort of like advertisement for this. And they got rid of the guy. They got rid of the guy who was the only one who was doing any sort of like free advertisement for them. Yo, Purple Paw Prince, how you doing? By the way, thank you, Voltage Mike. Thank you, Maggot Edits. You guys are all lovely, lovely individuals. You are very based and red-pilled in my eyes.
People are going to know about it, so I thought that would translate to pay-per-view buys. But we did half as well as we did the first year. 50,000 compared to 100,000 the first year. So
yeah, I was right. He got half, and he spent more money on the fighters. He spent more money on the venue. He spent more money on the broadcasting, and who knows what else? Like they spent more money on than they needed to. So yeah, it's just a money pit. It's just a money pit. Nerdy is back. Oh baby, I'm back and I'm here to stay. I can't do the Macho Man voice, unfortunately. I need Den on Dave to teach me classes. Between how this went down and the game he's supposed to have in development, Ian and his wife don't seem to have any business sense. I agree. I think what happens is I hate you know, it's bad when H3H3 has to point something out for you. Okay, it's bad when Ethan Klein, okay, has to point something out for you. But Ethan pointed this out directly. Idubbz should not be heavily, like, in terms of like the boxing side, like Idubbz should not be in the ring. Okay, he should be doing the best he can behind the scenes. Because guess what? Idubbz has been outspoken about how he doesn't really like the whole doing the boxing thing. He only does this for the charity, right? Well, in my honest opinion, I think what he can do is he can do a lot more behind the scenes. Like imagine, if you will, like Keemstar. You know, as much as an ego Keem has, like, he knows he's better suited, like behind the scenes getting the fight set up than he is like being an actual boxer, right? Now I know he's like challenged H3 a couple of times before, but but like he's not like every Happy Punch event like, no, I have to be the main card. He's not like that. All right, Keem plays to his strong suits. Idubbz should have been playing to his strong suits, okay? Now look, I'm not gonna try and psychoanalyze Idubbz, but like I feel like for like the past 3 years, he's not been a productive person. Now I'm not gonna blame it all on his marriage, okay? But I don't know, something's wrong with the dude, because if we look at his main channel, he hasn't really been outputting a lot. I know he streams occasionally on Twitch, which I guess he's more active on there. But he like from what I know, his streams are kind of just like basic gaming streams, and like you say, he's developing a game. Now, I don't know what that game is. I think it's something involving like collecting squirrels. But he's putting his I forget the expression, but basically he's just outstretching himself at this point. Like he's doing too much with the capabilities that he has. If he was just focusing on the boxing event, I believe a lot more could be done. But that's just me. That's just me. I digress. Let's continue watching, shall we?
I was wrong, and I feel a lot of shame because a lot of people were trusting me and trusting our team to, protect the event and protect the charities and protect just the whole thing. It feels particularly bad because this isn't like a regular business where it's all a personal loss and I can just be like, oh, okay, I suck at business, and I walk away from it. All of the other fighters were, hoping that their charities got represented and got supported for all their hard work.
That's why if you really want to support charities, the best thing you can do is just directly donate to the charities, which I think a lot of commentary people ended up doing. Like I know Nick said that's what he did instead of like supporting the boxing event itself, is he just donated his money directly to the charities that they were talking about. If you remember, Jadeon said that he would donate $100,000 directly to charity if they signed Froggy back on, which, okay, like obviously, like considering that Idubbz is $250,000 in debt, or at least at the time of this video, but like that money would have directly gone to that charity. It would have been more than nothing. You know what I'm saying?
But we didn't have any anti-piracy measures. We weren't prepared to deal with what ended up happening. I mean, I was just thinking like, let's just avoid catastrophe. As long as there's like not like I don't know, like a bomb threat or like injuries or anything crazy, like we should be fine.
Or Sam Hyde, at your event, that's also a pretty big threat that you have to deal with, I guess. But also now, when it comes to paid content that you have to pay for, okay, particularly boxing events, Idubbz or whatever like media company he's associated with that helps broadcast this, right? They are 100% in their right to strike down any stream that is illegally rebroadcasting their show. 100% in their right to do so. Now, obviously, is piracy a problem when it comes to boxing events? Yes. Fully admitted here, I've watched pirated boxing events before. But guess what? Happy Punch gets illegally broadcast. Other YouTube boxing events get illegally broadcast, like the Jake Paul ones. Heck, like mainstream official boxing matches get pirated. They're still able to make money. So I don't think it's like, obviously the piracy doesn't help, but it's not. I don't think it was the main source of like why they lost money. Because piracy is always a thing that happens when you're doing a paid broadcast.
It should just be like the first year. I don't want it to be more complicated than the first year. It ended up being a lot more complicated. Amongst the 800 pirated streaming sites, there were between 1.3 and 3 million viewers. So even though there were around 50,000 pay-per-view buys, there were around 1.3 to 3 million viewers, people who actually watched the full broadcast. And that's a little bit reassuring. You know, it makes me feel like, okay, people maybe do want to watch this. They just didn't, you know, they just either couldn't afford it or just didn't want to support what I had going on. If it's 1 or 2 steps to pirate it, but it's 3 or 4 steps to stream it legitimately, people are going to take the pirating option every time. I think we also had a big streamer audience. That's who we are appealing to. I really like the live stream audience. You know, people who want to watch these events live, and they watch things on Twitch and YouTube, and they get it all for free generally. So I think it was, in a lot of ways, bad to appeal to that crowd.
Now, this I disagree with heavily. I disagree with this heavily as well, because you're essentially like blaming your audience for the reason why you weren't like, I know that's probably not his intention, but that's how it comes off. Like, you're blaming your audience for why you didn't make enough money during your charity event. You know, I'll tell you what, like, when it comes to Twitch viewers or like live stream viewers in general, if you provide them the reason, the content, and the quality to give you money, they will give you money no matter what, okay? Paid live streams or not. You want to know why people do gifted subs for Chris the Narc and Augie RFC? Now, I get that's different from doing like an automatically paid broadcast, like a boxing event, but like the point is, like, the reason why Chris the Narc and Augie RFC are able to do the exclusive paid content that they do is because they are entertaining creators, and their audiences are willing to pay for other people to enjoy that exclusive paid content. So blaming the streaming audience, I think, it's not a strong case in my opinion. Now, obviously, are you going to have freeloaders that try to like pirate it like we mentioned earlier? Yeah, but guess what? He should have taken action, which I understand he's acknowledging that mistake. He should have taken the action to take down any illegal broadcasts, because guess what? He's within his legal right to do that.
And not give away the stream for free. I think a lot of them felt like, well, this should be something that's free. Especially if you have ads in it. Aside from the pirating, we did have higher expenses this year. It was a bigger arena. We went to the Amalie Arena, so it was twice as big. We paid more for broadcasting. So broadcasting team did a lot more elaborate shit, and there was a lot more staff involved. We did a creator hotel. So we bought out a hotel to make sure all the creators had a safe place that they can stay. It actually ended up being good that we got the creator hotel, because all the hotels shot up in price like a couple weeks after we locked in the creator hotel, because Taylor Swift was coming to town. She announced her tour dates, and pretty much everything got booked up. If we didn't book the creator hotel when we did, I don't think we would have had nearly as many creators show up to show support, and our pay-per-view numbers actually could have been hurt by that. We also had events the day before the fight and the day after the fight, so that fighters and friends and family could come together and process their trauma. That was sort of paramount for me, because the first year we did the fight, and then I went to bed. I got the shit kicked out of me by Dr. Mike, and then I went to bed. And then I woke up, the hotel was empty, and then I got on a flight and traveled 5 hours with my face completely swollen back to Seattle. And I was like, that was cool. That was so worth it. There was nothing. There was no processing my trauma. There was no talking to anyone and relating about the experience afterward. Everyone was gone.
Now, this is a weird tangent right here. This has nothing related. This is nothing related to the event itself. It's just him going on a weird tangent about how he didn't get to like process the quote unquote trauma that happened to him, and so he wanted like the venue, the events, so that way fighters could like process what's going on with them. He talks it like a victim survivor group, you know. And I understand this is like a nitpicky part on my end. I feel it's weird to include something like that, like like um like I mean, granted, I'm sure professional fighters have their rituals on how they prepare and how like they handle a fight afterwards, whether they win or lose. But I don't know. It's weird to frame it like that. You can definitely see the how the type of mindset that Idubbz has enveloped, the something that he's surrounding himself with. And this is to show you how much he's changed. Like Idubbz a couple years ago, content cop Idubbz would have been like, yeah, I got into a fight, I got beat up, so what? But now he's just like, okay, guys, we have to process everyone's trauma because it's very important to us emotionally. Like it's just a weird tangent to go on here.
And that shit felt awful. So yeah, some of these things that might seem extraneous, in my opinion, were entirely necessary, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I mean, as evidenced by the pay-per-view streams, it wouldn't have made a difference because we did half as many pay-per-view sales. So,
and again, you didn't advertise your event properly. You didn't. Other than like you on your Twitter and then like on the official Creator Clash account, no one was advertising this. The only way you want to know how people were advertising this? They were talking about how much you screwed up by kicking Froggy off the card. Okay, I understand that like, publicity is good publicity type of thing, right? But even then, you didn't really capitalize on it. You kind of ignored it until after the event was over. You know? You waited for like people like Harley to talk and defend you. And like, look, good on Harley for trying to get the event up and running, right? But I'm sorry, Harley from Epic Mealtime does not have the pull that he once did, okay? He doesn't, and that's no shade on the guy, not yet anyway. But if he's the only person really advertising your event, guess what? It's not going to do great numbers. It's really not. They rely too much on the novelty of the event, when it should have been like I should have been seeing YouTube ads for this. I should have been seeing like content creators doing like their journey to getting ready for the boxing events instead of like afterwards. I should have been my whole Twitter should have been filled with them like doing like their training videos. Instead, I saw nothing.
So we also had to pay for more fighters this year. The first year it was 18. This year it was 24. I thought bringing in more fighters would just lead to more pay-per-view buys, but I think it just ended up costing us more.
Again, I'm sorry to repeat my points here. That's because you didn't have them advertise the fights.
Because each fighter gets a $20,000 stipend. And for anyone like confused about this or thought everyone was fighting for free, they pretty much are fighting for free. I think any of the fighters can attest to the fact that fighting in Creator Clash is not a financial boon in any way. That $20,000 is eaten up in those 9 months that you're training. I would say that $20,000 is on the low end of what it should cost you to train in those 9 months. Because you have to pay for your trainer yourself, and you have to pay for, all of the food, the equipment, the travel, whatever you're doing to make all this shit happen. Aside from putting your streaming career or your YouTube career or TikTok on hold, while you're training, you know, it's not a huge reward. So I don't want anyone to think just because these fighters are getting $20,000 to basically like just be a little bit less in pain after going through all this torment and trauma. I don't want anyone to get shit for that, because that is a minimum of what these fighters should be getting. In my opinion, they should be getting much more, because it is a traumatizing event and it takes a lot of time.
A traumatizing event? If it's so traumatizing, why if it's so traumatizing, why are you doing it in the first place? Yeah, Harley just fell off, to be real. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, that's that side of the story. Now, I saw, for some reason, a lot of people like, they thought any criticism towards Idubbz and how he handled the event was people automatically saying, well, you don't want charities to be helped. No, that's not the case. Believe it or not, guys, okay, I'm about to say a very controversial take here. I find it good when charities are able to help people. I know that's a super hot take by me, but guess what? I believe it. Okay? I think this shows you, like, the mindset of people who were who just handled the event, okay? Did he clip it? Harsh reality. No. Okay, no, that's him reacting to... Okay, I wish he clipped it. Okay, let me try to find the times... wait, Ganja. Didn't Ganja clip it? If I can't find it on the stream, I'll check out Ganja. Maybe Ganja clipped it, or maybe someone timestamped it in the comments. Oh, here we go. Okay. Great. Someone timestamped it. Okay. So, obviously, an outspoken critic of the entire thing was Tommy C. And Harley really went at Tommy for some reason. Like, he didn't really have any valid points against him. He just said that, well, I lied to you about the charity money because you're irrelevant. That's basically what it came down here. You're not as popular as me, Tommy, so that's why I lied to you. But let's listen to Tommy versus Harley.
Cool. Yep. All right. Harley, can you hear me clearly? We'll wait. We'll give him a second. Don't worry.
Hello?
Harley, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I hear you clearly.
All right. Before I start this, so there's no making this about me, I'm going to tell you something. I hope your parents die of cancer. I hope your kids die of cancer. I hope your goldfish dies and all your friends get AIDS. So from now on, as we go further, I've firmly established that I'm a terrible fucking person. Have we got that? I'm conceding to you right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm conceding. So now that that's out of the way, all right? Then I hope everybody you know and love dies of AIDS. Okay, let's talk.
Yes.
We're live. Let's talk about how you fucked this up
But you
so badly.
You said you conceded. I wanted to concede also. I wanted to also get it all out there. I don't know if you're a terrible person or not. I think you're a huge fucking loser.
Oh, Harley, you epically owned him there. You called Tommy C a loser after he said he hopes your entire family dies of AIDS. Oh my God, Harley, you epically owned him there. Harley, you think being called a loser is like the harshest thing Tommy's ever been said to? Okay, like Andy Worski said the most terrible stuff about Tommy and his kids. Okay, there's nothing you can do to this guy to hurt him.
Okay,
Just wanted to get that out there. Everything from my
I've conceded to that too. Let's talk about you, Harley. I've conceded that I'm a loser. I've conceded that I'm a bad person. Let's talk about you.
You're a loser.
Let's talk about you. No, we're not going to talk about your fuck up, are we? We're not going to do it. You're afraid, aren't you? I've already
Afraid
conceded.
of talking about what?
What do you think you're
I'm
here
afraid
for?
of?
Are you that dishonest? What do you think you're here for?
No, I came here because you made a whole fucking like waiting room to talk about.
A whole waiting room. I think Harley's under the impression that Tommy just made his server to clown on him. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why he's under that impression, but Harley's under the impression that Tommy just started his career to make fun of Harley.
About my tweet.
No, I didn't. I've been doing this show for fucking 10 years. What are you talking about, you egomaniac?
Right, you posted a thumbnail with like my tweet on. It was in fucking 2012. You think people are excited that you're talking to Harley? You fat dummy.
What are you
He's making fun of you, Harley.
talking? No. This isn't about me. This is about you. I've conceded to everything. I'm a clout. All right, Harley. I'm a clout whore too. I'm a clout whore too. I'm a clout whore too.
And I'm a clout whore as well. Make sure to hit that sub button. There we go.
I've conceded. Let's talk about you fucking this up. I've conceded everything bad about me. I've conceded to everything. You're right. You're right
well,
about
I'm
everything.
Because of you.
Let's.
I'm not here because of
Did
me.
I
That's what
not
you to know.
listen? Every charity I've started, I've actually made money for every charity.
Which is very true. If you guys remember, Tommy did a charity for troops in Afghanistan with that girl he had some Twitter drama with, and it was actually really successful. You know, good on him. Which is it's more than Harley ever gave to charity. I'm just saying.
That I've actually set out to make money for. I've never failed.
I made
once.
$1.3 million for charity.
Yeah, that's great. But you fucked this up, and you use this as like you were a good person. You're Charlie. Shut the fuck up for a second. You use this. I'm gonna mute you.
$1.3 million. $1.3 million. I made that much money, Tommy. How much money have you made? I'm the bigger person here, Tommy. Tommy C, ain't I a good person? Aren't I a good person for mentioning this on your stream that I'm a good person and I made so much money for charity, even though this charity I didn't make zilch for them? Harley, if I obviously you're not watching this show, okay? I understand. I don't have that pull. But Harley, I just want you to know that you just made yourself look like the biggest ego maniac there is right now. And honestly, I thought that like Creator Clash 1, I thought you did fantastic. I thought it was going to revive your career, but the way you're acting now, no one's ever going to work with you except for Idubbz, because you're his little pony. You're his little like yes man. And Harley, I'm sorry, but that's only going to work for so long, okay? Eventually, he's going to get tired of you.
If you're going to play this game.
Okay.
All right, I will. I will. You use this, you behave like... Harley, you're not that big a celebrity. I could totally just blow you up and move on. Because I've totally... Harley, I'm going to mute you now. I'm going to mute you now because you're just here to filibuster. And you know what? Everybody saw you filibuster. Everybody saw you filibuster in Google. Yeah, see, everybody saw you I'm going to just turn him down. Everybody saw you filibuster on Twitter Spaces. So you don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. I don't need
That's
you
very
at
true. He spent multiple Twitter Spaces, multiple hours, hardline defending every single decision that Idubbz ever made for Creator Clash. He constantly defended the decision to get rid of Froggy, even though he himself trained with Sam Hyde the first event. And he shot himself in the foot by being such a ride or die. You know, like it's great. You know, okay, you're supporting, you're involved in an event that's supposed to make money for charity. But even then, you have to acknowledge when the runners of this charity event are messing up. And hardly you didn't do that once.
At all. You're absolutely.
Instead, you called anyone defending Froggy and Froggy himself, you call them all fascist and racist and horrible people because of an OnlyFans joke.
correct. What I want to talk about is how you use these charities as a shield for criticism when the whole thing from the beginning was fucked and mismanaged. That's what I'm interested in. I don't think that anybody is really interested in what a horrible person and a loser I am. I concede to all of it. I want to talk about and put a one in chat if this is what you want to talk about, how this got so fucked up so bad. That's what we're here for. By the way, he's still talking. All right. Everybody, it is now time to say goodbye to Epic Meal Time. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
But yeah, that's Harley's call with Tommy. Utterly horrible. Honestly, it's a shame that not too many people watch Tommy, because honestly, if Tommy had a bigger audience, bigger reach, everyone, and I mean everyone, could have seen the fool that Harley and the whole situation was. Because it's kind of like they almost admit that this wasn't for charity. This was about their egos, about how they looked like good people. And they can't handle the fact that they don't look like good people now. Alright? But Idubbz, to his credit, decided to do a stream where he was gonna raise the money necessary for the event. But I will say, and Tommy explained it in a later stream, that the reason why he did this was because he still has that old school YouTube mindset of having separate channels for streaming, and don't stream on YouTube, that kind of thing. But if he streamed the fundraiser on his main channel, he would have hit the goal like that. He probably wouldn't have even had to do like a full 24-hour stream. But instead, he did it on his Twitch channel, which I'm sure gets really good views, right? But if he had done it on his main channel, it would have been, I say he would have probably met the goal in under 12 hours, just because of the size of his channel, how big the event was, how recent it was. It could have been really good. He fumbled the ball a bit. I could be wrong on this, but last time I checked, I don't think they managed to get the entire goal. I want to say they reached about 100, around 180K, which it fell short of the goal. Here's a clip though from the stream.
If you can, I just want to ask you if you've always been shitting your pants.
No.
Because since I've known you, you've always had IBS. You've always been shitting yourself.
Yeah.
That's a lovely thing to admit on stream with your husband. Oh yeah, honey, remember you poop your pants all the time. You poop yourself all the time, honey. Why? Why are you doing that? Why? What? Just why? Just why, man? Also too, this was insane. Why would she disclose this? I don't know. Maybe she thought that they could get more donations out of this. But also too, throughout that entire stream, I understand it's a 24-hour stream. He's going through a very stressful time right now. He's not gonna look his best, but my God, he just looks so disheveled throughout the entire thing. Also too, here's a clip of during this event, which I guess Idubbz decided to shout out Keffels. Also too, Tipster was in the chat, in the Idubbz chat, trying to crap on Nick for everything. Here's a clip of her saying that Nick is a fascist, but she won't she won't give the reason why he's a fascist.
Nicholas Dorio is not of that opinion, of course. He's basically a fascist.
Basically a fascist, guys.
I'm not going to get into all of
Excuse me.
that. I would just recommend watching the newest video on my main
Which, by the way, the newest video on her main channel doesn't really talk about Nick. It's just a broad stroke of the commentary community in of itself. But hey, Nick's a fascist, guys.
channel where I go into that. But I posted this with, yeah, bro, he just streamed 24 hours straight and raised 100,000 for charity. The hell have you ever done? Because he has not actually contributed anything positive to society.
Guess I hate to break this to you, Keffels, but he donated more money than the charity event. That's what Nick did. He donated more money to the charities than the actual charity event.
His entire presence on the internet is simply cutting people down.
All you do, Nick, is you make fun of people. It's almost like you're in the commentary community. You don't do anything for society. When like that's the thing. Like Keffel's whole thing is like, I'm bettering society every step of the way with my content. Like no one, like there are definitely a lot of like virtue signalers and moral crusaders in the commentary community, but Nick's never really done that. If he thinks you're an idiot and he thinks you're worth making fun of, Nick makes fun of you. That's it.
And it's really just a cope for how shitty his own life is. He tries to pull himself up by cutting other people down.
Which you've never done that before, Keffels. Not at all whatsoever. By the way, let's look up the definition of fascism, shall we? Definition of fascism. Okay, fascism. A form of government marked by a centralization of authority under a dictator, a capitalist economy subject to a stricken government control. So actually, fascism has a lot of roots in socialism as well. Remember, the full name of the Nazi Party is the Nationalist Socialist Party. So their idea of socialism is, it's not like they hate. A fun fact: the Nazis actually hated capitalism because it promoted free market ideas. They hated communism because they weren't fascist, right? Actually, Benito Mussolini was actually a former communist before he started his own fascist party. Fun fact. But their form of economy, the government controls everything involving the economy. But yeah, a political philosophy or movement based on or for advocating such a system of government, oppressive, dictatorial control. Another thing about fascism is fascism also advocates for the national identity of the group. For example, Benito Mussolini advocated for the nationalism of Italian people. Hitler obviously advocated for the national ideas of the German people. Japan as well, with their own form of fascism. Tell me where Nicholas Diorio has advocated for the national ideas of white people or Italians, because he's Sicilian. Where has Nick advocated for the national takeover of the Italian people? Where's Nick advertised the national idea of forming the Roman Empire again? Because that's what the Italian fascists did. Was they advocated for the idea of the Roman Empire? Wait. Also, too. Wait. What the heck? I'm seeing a clip that Willie Mac. It says, "Man, Vosh really signaling out Keffels here." Oh no, it's 2 minutes long. Oh no. I gotta watch this. I gotta see what chaos Willie's caused. Okay.
Left community online, particularly the LGBT community, is cancerous as fuck. If you're not an idiot, you will agree with me on this.
And that's coming from Vosh, people. Look, I don't like Vosh. I think he's an idiot. I think he says stuff just to make himself sound smart and like he tries to purposely play a contrarian. but let's listen to what he has to say.
If you have any fucking experience with online like LGBT or leftist discourse, you know it's cancerous as fuck. You understand this. People are hyper fragile. There's a ton of mental illness. And you can't convert these people. They're not reasonable. They have to be excised from the left. And it's because it's coming from dumb fucks who are gay. This person says they're gay as
I want that clipped. I want that clip and used as a sound bite.
hell. Because it's coming from the gays. It's woke now. These people are less than human to me. I have no respect for these people. These people are fucking disgusting. You don't need to be a psychologist to see that a large portion of the broader fucking like woke-tard cancel culture idpo left is predicated on shared mental illness. This is particularly prominent in the trans community. If you disagree with me on this, you're wrong. I know it sounds yikesy. It happens anyway. Pretty much every time I deal with dipshits from the left that's trans girls, that I notice there's a vastly disproportionate amount of dumb fuck lefty takes in my feed coming from trans people. I don't know.
Holy crap. I can't wait for Tipster to give his take on this situation. I can't wait for him to go, you know, guys, my best friend is Keffel. She's a trans girl, and I think she's perfectly reasonable. I can't wait for him to say that. You know, Vosh, I'm gonna have to say that's a yikes for me, dog.
No, most of the time when a wildly fucking irrational lefty comes in to make bad faith arguments against me, it's a trans person. That is a fact. If all of these dumb fucks recognize that I despise them and think they're every bit as detrimental to the left as Nazis are, I am doing good. I want these people to know that they're my enemy. I fucking hate them. I really do despise them.
But they're not your enemy.
Oh, no. Yes, they are. They hurt me, and they hurt you. Because every time some dumb fuck trans girl on Twitter who's acting out mental illness, whining, calling people like me transphobic because I disagree with them, they're hurting the left. No, these people are ill. These people are cancer. They're subhuman. I don't care.
Question. You don't have to do that kind of shit. That doesn't help.
Yeah, I'm edgy. I don't give a fuck.
It's not just you know that's not just being edgy.
Damn
Making
right. Yeah, it's edgy as shit.
No, making a reference to the Jewish question about how like there's like a trans conspiracy or whatever. Like that's not just being edgy. That's like literally.
Wow. Very rare, and I mean very rare. Kind of Vosh W on that one. But yeah. That's all I have for this show today. Thank you all for watching. Let me get the outro music going. What should I play? Let me I gotta pick a good one, guys. I gotta pick a good one. Let's go with here we go. Thank you guys for watching. This is Nerdy John signing out. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, sitting still, texting you, expecting you to answer. Late night on the phone, thinking that I really matter. Thought you really love me, cause you put me in your pew. It really all the time, you was holding to my music. Now she wanna flex us, she ain't know we next up. Now she on the ground, talking about how she blessed up. You jury like a judge, bad hoe, you can touch, yeah. Why you talk that money, but you ain't got enough, yeah. You there blowing cigarettes out the window. Why you say you grippin', but your pockets in the red, yeah. Big ballin', big band, shout it cause I said so. Big hoe, diamond chain, shining like the rainbow. Yeah, my wrist be like a bull, shawty hopping course. Why you want a grand flexin', wearing for the low? Yeah, babe head on my white tee. I did got a badge on, see my wife, yeah. Gucci, Louis, Prada, it excite me. All these bad hoes, they excite me. I don't need them, I need you. I don't need them, I got you. Sitting still, texting you, expecting you to answer. Late night on the phone, thinking that I really matter. Thought you really love me, cause you put me in your pew. It really all the time, you was holding to my music. Now she wanna flex flex up. She ain't know we next up. Now she on the ground talking about how she blessed up. Too much jury like a judge, bad hoe. You can touch, yeah. Why you talk that money, but you ain't got enough, yeah. Don't you wanna flex up? She ain't know we next up. Now she on the ground talking about how she blessed up. Too much jury like a judge, bad hoe. You can touch, yeah. Why you talk that money, but you ain't got enough, yeah. Maybe it was my fault. I take all the blame you put on me. It's alright, it's alright.